Hey everyone, Piano Man Chuck here, and today I want to talk about hybrid pianos. Now, as we know, hybrid means the marriage of two different technologies. So basically, when it comes to pianos, you've got acoustic pianos and digital pianos. And the marriage of both of those is a hybrid piano. So, again, going back to the definition, let's give you sort of a comparison or an analogy. If you go to the electric cars, you have cars like Tesla, which basically it's a car, but there's no gas engine. It runs on electricity, so battery operated. You have other hybrids too, which give you a choice of gasoline or electricity, but those are hybrid cars. And if you watch the Terminator movies, I guess you can call the Terminator models hybrids. The Model T 101, living tissue over metal endoskeleton. So, anyway, and I'm sure we're heading that way with artificial intelligence and robots. We're making things that look like humans, but inside they are digital. We're coming a long way on that. So, anyway, but basically, these are all digital keyboard actions. They look like a real piano, but that's where it ends. It's not quite the same. It's not these key sticks that are long and balanced on a fulcrum where you have control, and a concert pianist needs that kind of control, and they can't get that with the kind of keys you find on digital pianos. Enter hybrid pianos. All right, so again, here we go. Hybrid meaning the marriage of two different technologies. And with acoustic pianos, and especially with the concert grands, you have piano actions there that are unparalleled. You have, as a pianist, such control over that you could never get in one of these electronic or digital pianos. So with a hybrid piano, you get an action that's like that, if not the same thing, controlling the digital aspect. So basically, what it comes down to is you've got two major players that make digital pianos who also, before that and still do, make traditional concert grand pianos. I'm talking about the real thing, acoustic concert grand pianos. Those two companies are Kawai and Yamaha. And these two are like competing with each other. So let me go over what's going on with those two. And before I go anywhere, I want to say that Casio also got into the picture. They don't produce real life pianos or acoustic pianos. So they involved another piano manufacturer, C. Bechstein, which is well known in Europe, and it's a well respected brand. They contracted C. Bechstein to produce a real acoustic piano action and then put that into one of their pianos, and Casio would take over from there and do the digital aspect or the electronic aspect. So basically, you've got three manufacturers, two of them, Yamaha and Kawai, manufacturing their own real acoustic concert grand pianos, and Casio, who is great at doing the digital aspect, contracting C. Bechstein to make the piano action for that. So here we go. This is what it comes down to. Starting with Kawai, the following series are hybrid models or considered hybrid models. You got Kawai's CA or Concert Artist Series, their CS or Concert Series, their Anytime Series, which I'll get into in a minute. Also, Slabs MP11, MP11 SE, as well as the VPC1 are also considered hybrids. All of those use wooden key sticks balanced on a fulcrum. They're long, and basically, if you are a concert pianist, you will be pretty much comfortable on one of those. And now they have a Novus NV10, that's their top of the line, using the same action as that in many of their grand pianos, especially the GL line. And they have another one, a K300 ATX2, which basically has a soundboard just like an upright piano. And they found a way to use the digital aspect of that, to use the soundboard of that to create sounds. Yamaha has that too. Now, for Yamaha, they have their Avant Grand models, models N1, N2, N3. They have a new model, the NU1. They have their Disc Lavier series, and they have their Silent Piano series, which is pretty much like Kawai's Anytime series. I'll get into that in a minute. And they have a Trans Acoustic series. And that's the same as that Kawai I just mentioned that uses that soundboard technology. All right, now Yamaha and Kawai parallel each other with these newer technologies. Now the Kawai Anytime pianos and the Yamaha Silent piano, where physical strings are actually hit. You've got a real acoustic piano, you're playing physical strings. When you play, you're playing nothing different than any standard acoustic piano. But since they're called Anytime with Kawai and Silent with Yamaha, what they mean is you can turn off that aspect. So when you hit keys, you're not hitting the strings anymore. There's a mechanism that is in place which turns off that hitting the strings. The hammer stops short of hitting the strings. And at that point, when you have that in anytime mode or silent mode or whatever they want to call it, instead, they're hitting some kind of sensor where it interprets the same as it was hitting the strings. And at that point, it becomes a digital piano. So it's really cool. Anytime and silent refer to the fact that if you're living in an apartment or even in a house full of people and you want to play the piano at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, you don't have to disturb anyone. You just turn off or block the way that it hits the strings and it doesn't sound anymore. It's silent. Instead, you hook up a pair of headphones and you're hearing to the digital version of that. And as a plus, you're not limited to just pianos at that point. You can play anything that they've included as a sound in that, meaning organs, strings, reeds, saxes, whatever. It's so cool. All right, so again, Kawai Anytime pianos and Yamaha Silent pianos where physical strings can be turned off. Really cool. Now, Kawai, again, I mentioned the K300 ATX2 and Yamaha's Trans Acoustic pianos, where unique transducers use the actual soundboard to produce sound. That's another cool thing, which means you can control the volume, but it's not coming from speakers, it's coming from the soundboard. They have some transducers that they have developed that they hooked up to the soundboard to reproduce the sounds. Very, very cool. Either way, the silent pianos and the anytime pianos, as well as the acoustic pianos in Kawai's K300 ATX2, all are really acoustic pianos. But they have the ability to switch them over to digital, and the action, again, acoustic, mechanical action that you would find on a regular acoustic piano. Now, getting back to Casio. Again, Casio contracted C. Bechstein to create an acoustic piano action to be used with their digital pianos. So Casio has a series of pianos called the Salviano Grand Hybrid Series. And they have 3 models in that, the GP500, GP400, and GP300. GP standing for Grand Piano. Now, there is another player in the game, Alpha Pianos. It's a European outfit. It's not very well known at this point. In fact, you can only get it at a very few amount of European retailers at the moment. They're extremely expensive. They have two models, the Alpha Piano Studio and the Alpha Piano Grand. They are controllers. They don't produce any sounds on their own. So basically, what's cool about it is they use the actual piano action that's found in world renowned concert grand pianos, such as the Bosendorfer 280, the Steinway D274, or the Yamaha CFX. And we all know that's Yamaha's top of the line. I mean, we are talking about top grand piano actions here. And they're taking those actions, interpreting what it does, converting it to digital, and at that point, playing anything that a digital piano would play: pianos, reeds, strings, whatever. So we've come a long way since that point where I was a child wishing that I had a portable instrument instead of a piano. Now I've got so many options, and it's so fascinating to see real acoustic grand piano actions being built into digital pianos, because that's where all the control is. All the control is, the better the actions, the longer the key sticks, and so on and so forth, the more control I have as a pianist. Very cool. So I thought I'd relay that information over to you, and you can go ahead and ponder over that stuff. Hope this has helped you out. Piano Man Chuck, peace out. Thanks for watching.